Here lies the corpse of Jurassic Park. Despite being shocked over and over again, this corpse doesn't seem to be getting back up anytime soon. So let's do a little post-mortem to find out how it died in the first place and how we can actually bring it back to life.
Stop! He's already dead!
The Jurassic Park film franchise has been ongoing since 1993, a relatively short time when you consider the other limp, lifeless, and pathetic bodies that the studios continue propping up. Properties that have existed for quite a while longer, like Halloween, released in 1978, the same year as the first Christopher Reeve Superman, and 1 year after the original Star Wars. All franchises still getting sequels and reboots today. The point is, this trend of remakes and reboots is nothing new. However, the quality continually jumps around like a cat in a bath, from masterpieces to piles of hot dog water. Yet none of these other franchises have captured the attention that Jurassic Park has. Through its now 7 entries, the franchise has amassed over $6 billion, probably soon to be 7. Makes a lot of sense why they keep making them now, huh? But even though they keep making a ton of cash, the audience sentiment towards them continues to slip. Rotten Tomatoes scores are plummeting, and the more they release these films, the more they seem to fail. Interestingly enough, the new Jurassic World Rebirth sort of addresses this idea, the concept that people are getting bored of dinosaurs as a ripe and untapped subject that would have been a brilliant centerpiece of the film. However, it quickly abandons that heady shit for an all-new, all-different, mutated dinosaur called the D-Rex, because it's got a big dick. For the last 6 films, we've been shown or told how epic and badass dinosaurs are, to the point where people are getting tired of them. In real life, not just in this movie. Of course, the Raptor and T-Rex will always have a place in pop culture, but beyond that, audiences are slowly becoming more apathetic to dinos. But instead of chasing this concept, the film unsurprisingly pivots into simply showing another genetically mutated dinosaur that tries to bite people, which is exactly why we are finding ourselves in the place we are. Dinosaurs might very well be the coolest thing to ever exist. Everyone loves them and has their own favorite, so it makes a lot of sense that this franchise continues to make capital, capitalizing off people's love, wonder, and curiosity for these creatures. I don't know what I'm doing. Yet the reason the original Jurassic Park was so successful wasn't because it had a cool dinosaur, although that was a contributing factor.
You're saying it could be a contributing factor?
No, the reason the original was successful was because it was a well-made, well-written film that happened to be about dinosaurs. This is something the new films don't understand. Instead, they flip the roles into having neat dinosaurs and worrying about the filmmaking later, which is exactly why this franchise is dying. And of course, I say that, but they still make a ton of money. The point is, it's far from extinct, but the asteroid that is audiences' expectations and their wallets is closing in. One more dud could spell utter annihilation for the very thing so many people love. So, how do you save it? How can you shock it back to life? For me, the answer is simple. Make better movies. But of course, that's always the answer, and it doesn't exactly help to just say that. You actually have to do it. And when it comes down to it, what more can you do with dinosaurs that wander around a park, or just an area now? They've had the park before it's opened, while it's open, after it's open, and after all the dinosaurs escape. They have milked the titty dry. Right? I don't think so. As long as there's a love for dinos, there will be Jurassic Park movies. But we have got to pivot at this point. Clearly, the idea of a genetically modified Insano-style dinosaur is not working anymore. We've had 4 straight movies with that exact idea. What worked in the original wasn't simply the dinos or the idea of a Jurassic Park, which is badass, let's be honest. What worked about the original was the stuff behind all of that. The nitty-gritty details that no one really talks about. There's themes on top of themes in the original film. Life finds a way, chaos theory, exploitation of animals, but most importantly, man versus nature. One of the best elements in Jurassic Park is the respect given to nature. If you disrespect it, you're gonna get your wig pushed back. That's how life has always been. Think about the modern world. You won't hear about many shark attacks, or lion attacks, or bear attacks. Do they happen? Sure. But these animals aren't looking for fights with people. The majority of animals, or nature for that matter, isn't looking to kill people. In fact, the large majority cares as much about humans as it does a bug on a leaf. Despite this, we still need to have a healthy fear, aka respect, for these awesome creatures and landscapes and take safety precautions around them. The moment you let your guard down or disrespect it is when you get grizzly man.
While we watch the animals in their joys of being, in their grace and ferociousness, a thought becomes more and more clear, that it is not so much a look at wild nature as it is an insight into ourselves, our nature.
The point is, the original Jurassic Park held this to be true as well. Even the T-Rex was treated as an animal that it was, just sort of bumbling around doing its thing, not some evil monster. Yet it also showed the other side of nature. The vulnerable side. This is the side of Mother Nature and animals that is vital to the success of the original Jurassic Park. Without it, the T-Rex scene, the raptor scenes, the big fan guy scenes don't work as well. Yeah, Spielberg still had all the sauce, and those certainly are the most memorable scenes, but without the vulnerable, the horror doesn't work as well. It gets tired, played out, and old, like these movies. Which is exactly the issue with every Jurassic Park movie since the original in 1993. They all lack that other side of nature. There's no moment where someone digs through poop looking for a cure for this sickly dinosaur. There's no moment where someone listens to breathing like it's the most beautiful thing in the world. This childlike wonder is what so many of us are chasing when going to a dinosaur movie or experiencing anything in the world. But like everything, studios take the wrong idea away from a success. They say, the T-Rex was iconic, so let's make a bigger one. The raptors are scary, so let's make them like dogs, or augment them to make them even scarier. Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. In order to truly go back to the roots of the franchise, we need to go back to respecting these animals. We need to go back to treating them like they are real animals instead of like movie monsters. This is easily the biggest mistake Rebirth makes. Aside from literally one moment with a super long tall boy dinosaur, every dinosaur in this film is a biting machine and nothing more. Mosasaurus once again shows up to just hunt people. Spinosaurus shows up to hunt people. The T-Rex wakes up and hunts people. The creepy giant bird things flies around and hunts people. The genetic nightmares show up and hunts people. You get the point. Even the disgusting Dick Rex wouldn't just immediately rip someone's head off and chomp on a helicopter. More than likely, it would be confused and scared of these people and this loud humming device. It might take a swipe at it out of defense, but more than likely, it's not emerging from smoke like a demon and tearing people in half. None of these animals are being respected. Instead, all of them are being treated like movie monsters, flattening their appeal and pushing them into the Jason Voorhees territory. They're nothing more than a threat to be dealt with, a murder machine with no motivation outside of killing and biting people, which is an incredibly narrow way of looking at animals and nature in general, and that needs to change quickly. The grizzly man wouldn't have gone to live with bears if he wasn't curious. And these are dinosaurs. How many insane people would want to go and study them? You literally have a dinosaur nerd there, and he doesn't seem to care about anything except just saying what they are. Like, talk about the flying one defending its nest or something. Give me something to be interested in, or something that the dinosaurs will do. There's no moment where scientists are scientists. They're just guys who hold guns that shoot at things that try to take a big piece out of them. It's just baffling to watch this Jurassic Park franchise make monster movies over and over again, devoid of subtext or meaning behind the ramifications of human beings interacting with creatures wiped off the face of the earth. Outside of that intriguing opening scene, Rebirth falls in the same trap all these Jurassic World films have. There's no moment where the expert uses their knowledge for the benefit of everyone else.
That's when the attack comes, not from the front, but from the side.
Clever girl.
Or teaches them, aka us, something about eggs or one of the dinos. Anything. Don't get me wrong, we can still make these movies with tense action scenes of monster-like mayhem with these dinos, just don't treat them like motiveless killers. If these films are to continue, we need something that's far more respectful than what we continue to get. This is the idea I really hope we get back to, the awe and the wonder of these creatures, and less of the fear and horror. I mean, you can still have that because animals can be scary, obviously. A great white shark can take a big chunk out of you, and that's kind of terrifying, but it doesn't happen that often. And I wish that these films made that more of its priority. Boner apple tea. I hope this is good.